Hi guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So talking about grappling as we have done for the last week or so, and specifically Grapple Queens. So Grapple Kings has put on the Grapple Queens event. So it's going to be the first all-female event in Irish history. So obviously history is going to be getting made next Saturday, the 3rd of September. Now it's going to be at the Dunny Mace Arts Centre in Port Um, awesome venue. I mean, obviously, Grapple Kings have been there before. Fantastic venue, and definitely going to be a great night of matchups. As I said, we're going to have some of the best female grapplers from all over are going to be on this card. There's different nationalities represented as well. We've got Scotland, England, Irish, Northern Ireland. We've got Canadian, Brazilian, Spanish, and Iceland, just to name some. Obviously, there'll be a lot more in there as well. So, but definitely some of the top female grapplers from all of these countries are going to be representing across different belts and age groups as well. So, anybody looking for tickets, head over to the Grapple Queens or Grapple Kings Facebook page, and you'll be able to get the details from there. There's also pay-per-view on this as well through Fight TV. And again, we'll announce obviously the details at the end of this interview. So my next guest then is going to be on the show that night, part of the 8-women purple belt tournament. So it's going to be, I hope I say this right, Zara Di Tofano.
Di Tofano.
Di Tofano, right? So I knew it was either going to be one or the other. So Zara Di Tofano, representing East Coast Jiu Jitsu. So Zara, I've seen videos of Zara, and Zara is an absolute awesome grappler. So yeah, I mean, anybody looking to see videos, go onto YouTube. There's quite a few videos of Zara on there. She's got a really, really good top pressure game. Her bottom game is absolutely unbelievable as well. So very, very comfortable in both positions. And yeah, always looking for submissions as well. So it's going to make for a very, very interesting night next Saturday in that 8-woman tournament. So, so listen, Zara, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Oh, no, it's an absolute pleasure. So tell us about you then. So obviously, training-wise, how's everything going for you at the moment?
Yeah, training's going good. Just trying to train as much as I possibly can, trying to get extra no-gi rounds in and stuff like that. I'm like very lucky that I have like such good people like at my gym to train with, and like people who are just like constantly pushing me to like be better and stuff like that. So I'm really grateful in that sense, and just really lucky. Like there's just so many good people that I get to train with every day, such a high level as well. So it's good for me that I get to train with them just to improve my game every day.
Yeah, it's an amazing gym as well. I mean, East Coast Jiu Jitsu definitely has some of the top grapplers in the world come out of that gym at the moment. So it must be great for anybody coming in from white belt up to obviously any other belt to go in and actually see some of the people and then train with some of the people that are in East Coast.
Yeah, so I actually train in one of the East Coast affiliations. So I train in East Coast Jiu Jitsu Academy in Bray. So it's BJJ. So like my head coaches would be Chris and Adam Leddy, who trained under Dara O'Connell, who's the like main coach in East Coast. But I like, even though I trained the affiliation, I still go up to like the main Monkstown and train with people up there as well, like every now and again, and do extra sessions. And it's just good to mix it up and train with loads of different people and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's definitely a great level. East Coast Jiu Jitsu definitely making waves across the Jiu Jitsu scene. So, and have been doing for a number of years as well. So, what about next Saturday then? So, obviously, Grapple Queens. I mean, I keep mentioning this. This is history. This is the very first all-female event, as I said, in Irish history. So, it's one of these things. I think I said someone the other day, and in 100 years' time, if anybody's looking at the history books for Jiu Jitsu or Irish grappling, the first thing they're going to see is obviously like Zara and everybody else that was on the very first all-female event. So how did you find out then you were going to be on the card that night?
I just saw like they posted on Instagram that they were going to do it, and they just said message us if you're interested, and I just messaged them straight away, and I was like, please pick me, I really want to be on it. And then they texted back and they were like, yeah, let's do it, and then the rest was history. So yeah, it was that easy, and I'm really excited. I just saw it and I was like, I thought it would be like a really good opportunity just to get onto it. A good experience, get to go up against some good people. Like there's some really good people on it, so I just want to get out there and just kind of test myself, get some more experience, and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you'll probably know as well. I mean, obviously, you've been in the game for a little while. I mean, normally, whenever you used to go to comps, there would only be, certainly kind of local comps and so on, there maybe only be a couple of women in a division. Whereas obviously now we're seeing divisions with 10, 12, 14 women, just at local comps alone. So, and then obviously now to see, obviously, Grapple Queens putting on an event and having, I don't know, I think there's maybe what, 30 women are going to be on the card that evening.
Yeah, no, it's really good because I only started like competing kind of properly around like a year ago, because before that, like I was in like the juvenile section, so there wasn't a lot of people like girls my age, young girls doing it. So I couldn't do any competitions because there would be no one signed up. So once I kind of hit the adult division, there was a lot more girls like coming in. And there's a good few now to actually go up and fight against, which is good to see, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of these things as well. I mean, any kind of females I've ever spoke to, they always said that, especially coming up as you said through like the juveniles, it was always the same people. They fought. They would go to
Yeah.
a comp and it'd be the same one person or the same two people, and it was always like that for years. And then eventually, I'd say whether they changed belts or whether they moved up to the adult division, then there was maybe a few other different people, but tend to be it was always usually the same people you fought all the time.
Yeah, I feel like it's still like that a bit sometimes, which is kind of a smaller, more local competitions. But if you go to bigger competitions abroad, there's loads of people. But in Ireland, like in competitions, there's usually like a good few that you'll have fought before, like you've come across before. But there always seems to be like one new person added to the bracket, so that's just another person coming up and coming doing competitions, which is good. It's good to see.
Yeah, it's a great tournament style you're in as well. So obviously the 8 women that are in it is again 8 fantastic females are part of this purple belt. Not just females, I'm probably saying that wrong. 8 fantastic grapplers part of this this 8 women tournament. So different styles as well. I mean, we've got some MMA styles, MMA grappling. We've got pure Jiu Jitsu and so on. So it's going to be an interesting tournament.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really good. Yeah, as you said, like there's some MMA people, so it's good because obviously I don't do MMA, so the style with MMA people who do jiu-jitsu and people like me who don't do MMA is kind of quite different. So it's good to just kind of get out there and test yourself against other people who do MMA as well. And it's good to kind of put yourself in positions that you're not normally put in, because everyone I row with and train with, majority don't do MMA, so there is like different styles. Like I've rolled with people who do MMA and the style is very different, so it's good
Yeah.
to do on the competition and just try and test yourself and see what you can come up with like in the moment and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And what about you then? Obviously, in regards to the tournament style, because obviously you're going to have what 3 matches, or starting off. Obviously, I think it's quarter-final, semi-final, and then final. So obviously, I believe all 10-minute rounds as well. So I mean, how do you
Yeah.
adapt? Because obviously, going from competition, where competition is maybe like what I think is it females 7-minute rounds for a purple belt. So how do you adapt for the 10-minute rounds? Is there anything that you change, or do you just continue doing things as you normally do?
Rounds wise, like in training, I still do like the same amount, whether it's like 5 or 6 minute rounds in training, but like kind of like cardio wise, like in the gym, like I'll do like 10-minute cardio where it's like fast paced cardio, kind of like not, I wouldn't do like 10 minutes running on a treadmill, because like that wouldn't really kind of represent like what a row would be like, because a row is kind of up and down, like you're going hard 1 minute and then you're kind of resting a bit the next type of thing. So I kind of just try and do more like intense, like exercise for like 10 minutes straight and then take a little break and then do that a few times. That would kind of be like the only difference I do, but training wise is like still the same, just doing normal 5, 6, 7 minute rounds, whatever it is. Yeah.
Let me ask you in regards to people you look up to in jiu-jitsu, because obviously everybody's got a favourite. Mine's was always Rodolfo Vieira. So whenever I watched Rodolfo Vieira videos, I used to always try and emulate some of the stuff that he was doing in competition myself. So
Yeah.
what about you? Who do you look up to? Who's your jiu-jitsu idol?
I don't really have like one in particular, but just kind of like any of the top like black belt female competitors who are like really up there, like Fionn Davies, obviously, you know, like everyone says her, but it's because she's just one like the best in the world. Like she's so good.
Yeah.
And just like people like Gabriela Fetcher, like Bia Basilio, like all like them, like Brazilians, like they're all very good as well. Like people like that. I love watching like all their matches. Just they're always so technical, so specific, but also so like intense at the same time, like especially finals and stuff like that. I just love watching them. So yeah, people like that, like the top black belt female competitors. I just love watching them.
Yeah. What about a dream match? Because obviously everybody again's got a dream match. So they always sit there and think, listen, I would love to stand on the mat in front of whoever in a competition. Who would yours be? Who would you love to be in front of in a competition?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe someone like Kendall Rusing or something, just because she's extremely good. And you know, just get smashed should be a great experience. You know, just to go with like her, or yeah, like Rosa Walsh as well. That would be unreal, just to get smashed again. But yeah, you know, like just people like that who have like fight of the nights, who are like getting up there and like who are very good, very technical and stuff like that. That would be unreal. Yeah, just people like that. Yeah.
Listen, one day, Zara, definitely. So that's the exciting thing about jiu-jitsu. I mean, you can go up against, because I remember training, we did a Rodolfo Vieira seminar, and he was always my guy that I looked up to, and then he came over to Scotland, he did a seminar, and he rolled with everybody in the gym, so I actually I got to roll with him. I got smashed, as you said, right? So, because he came in and then he guillotined me. And it was honestly the best guillotine I'd ever had in my life. I was trying to hold out as long as possible, but he just kept adjusting his grip and adjusting his grip,
Yeah.
and he got it, man. And I was like, right, I need to tap. And that's the good thing about jiu-jitsu. I mean, you can train with the elite people. You can go to their gyms, and when you can actually get to train and get some roles with them, which is very, very different from other sports, like let's say football or something. You couldn't just go and train with Cristiano Ronaldo
Yeah.
or Lionel Messi, but you can definitely go and train with some of the top jiu-jitsu people.
Yeah. Like I rolled with Fionn like not too long ago. It was like a month or two ago. I think she was visiting Ireland. She came back to East Coast and I rolled with her. Got smashed, obviously, of course. But she had me in mount, and it was just like I was in bottom mount, she was on top, and it was just such like the pressure of her mount I'd never felt from anyone else. And I was like, okay, this is what it's like with someone who's one of the top in the world, like top female competitors. And I do like because I've never felt that, and I was like, okay, this is good, like this is very good. And it was good to like feel that like pressure from someone who's like extremely good, extremely talented. So kind of, yeah, it was just good. I enjoyed getting smashed, basically.
Yes, that's the thing. People look at it and say, "How could you enjoy that? How could you enjoy that?" And you're like, "Man, you don't understand. You do not understand." So,
Yeah.
what's next for you then, Zara? So, obviously, Grapple Queen's going to be your main focus. So, as I say, I know you love being out there competing. You enjoy it. I mean, whenever we see you, any videos I've watched, you seem to enjoy yourself. So, what do you fancy doing going forward?
So obviously Grapple Queens is the next thing that I want to do. And then after that, I'm planning on doing the Irish Open, which is at the start of October. And then after that, in November, I want to go to Italy, do Nogi Europeans, which is a big one. So I'm gonna be training very hard for that. And then maybe Gi Europeans then in January. So that's kind of the road I'm going down at the moment. And yeah, just other than that, keep training hard, and yeah, stay focused. I think you're gone, maybe.
listen, apologies for that.
No.
So, do you know what it is? I'm out in the car. I was sitting in the car. I'm on my way down to Sunderland, and my phone overheated because it's quite warm here in the UK, which is very unusual. So,
Yeah.
apologies for that,
No.
guys. So yes. So, final thing for you then, Zara. So, obviously, you've been in the game for a little while, trained with some amazing people. We obviously mentioned Fion and things like that, but anybody in particular you want to shout out to? So, friends, family members, teammates, anything like that?
Yeah, just my coaches, Chris and Adam, two of the most like encouraging coaches and supportive coaches you can have. So really appreciative of them, and then just everyone who I train with East Coast in Bray, and then also everyone who I train with East Coast in Monkstown as well. Yeah, shout out all them and my coaches as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, anybody that you forgot, as I said, I'm sure everybody knows exactly who they are. So, guys, there we go. We're going to have Zara's going to be on Grapple Queens next Saturday, the 3rd of September. So, it's going to be at the Dunny Mace Arts Centre in Portlaoise. So, again, anybody looking for tickets, hit up the Grapple Kings or Grapple Queens Facebook page. And the pay-per-view, it is going to be on Fight TV. Two different payment options. You've got a standalone pay-per-view price, which is $14.99. Or the one that's probably a little bit more cost efficient is the monthly direct debit. It's $4.99. So definitely make sure you watch this event. This is, as I say, it's history in the making. So as I say, the very first all-female event, grappling event in Irish history. So definitely do not miss this. Zara's coming. Zara's definitely going to bring it. So we're absolutely buzzing to see what Zara's going to do next Saturday. But listen, Zara, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me this afternoon.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your training, okay? And we'll see you next weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.